So this is the portal to new Lemuria activation. And um, it's just been, it's life is so magical. It's such an interesting journey. And I feel like if you are someone who showed up for this, you know that and you feel that. And that's why you're here and you're ready for more magic and more openness. So today, the way this is going to go is I'll just tell you a little bit about who I am for those of you who don't know me. Then I will do some lectures, and I'll tell you some stories and talk about new Lemuria. And then we'll get into the activation meditation part. During that part, I encourage you to set your space up so that you won't be disturbed or distracted by other devices, noises, other people. And then at the end, I will leave time for question and answer. So if you have questions come up along the way, I invite you to have a pen and paper or a journal handy, jot those down. You don't really need to take notes. I'd love for you to just stay present throughout the whole time. But if something comes up, it's on your mind and you want to know, then wait till the end and I will answer your questions. I love the question and answer and feedback part. So there will be time for that in the end. Let's just open sacred space. And before we began, I burned some sage and some sweetgrass. You could see my altar and my candle back there, clearing the space, bringing in these grounded but high vibe frequencies, getting present in your body, breathing deeply, just allowing yourself to do whatever it takes to get present. If you're fidgeting or trying to figure out where to sit or how to arrange your camera, figure that out now and sit down, get present. If you're on your phone, put it away. Just get present and give this time to yourself. Give this experience to yourself. Let yourself be here now. This is what this is all about. Your presence and your being here now. Yeah. So just to tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do, my name is Washela Sananda. I am a spiritual teacher, an ascension guide, and a holder of the portal of New Lemuria. I have my signature course is Ascension training, and it is a deep dive experience into yourself to clear out what no longer serves you, to clear out that old stuff that's maybe holding your frequency down, to activate and ascend, to open to new possibilities in your life and new possibilities in your ascension experience, whatever that looks like for you. It's a very individual experience, but it is also a very transformational experience. And you get to choose what your transformation is. And that's what I stand for. No matter what I'm doing, I stand for your transformation in everything that I'm creating. And that is what my heart is here for and all about. And so with this new Lemurian energy, it's so much fun. And I know if you're here and some part of you is vibing with it. So just by show of hands, I'd love to know, when you hear New Lemuria, how many of you feel something physically in your body? If you do, just raise your hand. And I'm gonna scroll through and just see. Hands raised. If you feel it, if you feel some part of your body, something, maybe it's tingling. Okay, great. A number of you. And how many of you, when I say New Lemuria, you have a knowing, some sort of knowing that this is for you, or this is something in it speaks to you. There's just a knowing. You might not know what, but you know there's something there for you. By show of hands. Yeah, awesome. And so how many of you, when you hear New Lemuria, there's a familiarity and even possibly a feeling of home, like this feels like home. I don't know why, maybe, but it feels like home. How many of you feel that when you hear it? Yeah. This is really soul family. Just scroll, keep your hands up. I'm scrolling through to see everybody. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of you. Okay. And maybe some of you are here just because you're curious, just because you want to know, what's this whole new Lemurian thing about? I'm going to go ahead and pin my video now so that I can, whoops, sorry about that. I'll get there. Here we go. Okay. I believe that if you're here, if you made it, if you heard New Lemuria and you signed up for this, you probably are a part of you, a part of your soul is either from Lemuria, has experienced Lemuria, or some part of you is here for opening that portal, holding that space, and entering into the new Lemurian energy. I have I think over 10,000 people on my list. And it's on YouTube, and what is it? 127 people are here for this right now. And if you're one of those 127 people on the call right now, then this is you. This is for you. This energy is for you. And I am here for you to assist you in opening to whatever this energy means for you. And it's fun. It's fun. It's a magical, mystical, fun experience. And I just invite you to be curious, be open, and enjoy whatever is coming up for you around that. It's a soul resonance, a soul resonance. You can feel it in your soul. Some part of you knows, all right, this has meaning for my soul, for me, for my purpose. And I just want you to be able to honor that and allow that. And I know there's a lot going through the chat. I'm not going to read it right now, but I will go back afterward and read everything. So New Lemuria is a state of being. It is a state of being within the New Earth experience. So you can think of it like this. The New Earth is the Earth in its higher frequency. It's ascended frequency. So we can think of this as fifth dimension and above. We can think of this as fourth density and above. And this is layered. The dimensions are layered. It's not that we have to go somewhere else to experience it, because we experience it within our being. And it's a state of being. So it's about who we are being and how we are being. It's not a state of boundaries, not a physical like Texas or Florida or California. It is a state of being. However, it's also we can think of it as a place, because it does have a place in New Earth. And so I'm just offering you that to consider as we move forward in this conversation. Some of the things I say might kind of challenge the way you think about things, and that's good. Just allow yourself not to be too analytical. Everything I say, the voice is encoded with information. So we actually have over 1 billion bits of information in the voice that can be measured. And I find that fascinating. So what you're hearing is just a very small bit of the frequency of the voice. The voice contains information. And so as I'm delivering this information to you throughout the entire experience, but particularly in the activation experience, just know that I am tapped in with my galactic guides, with my higher self, and with the divine. And I allow that to come through in whatever way that it will. And you get to receive that as encodement, as opening and unlocking these latent codes within you and activating you to a new experience, to a new ascended higher frequency, and opening things that maybe have been stuck in you. So I see some hands up. I just want to make sure, can everybody hear me? Just to make sure you can hear me loud and clear, just in the chat, type yes. Yeah, okay, good, good. I see thumbs up. All right, thank you for all that feedback. Great, great, great. Just making sure, because I never know if somebody's hand is up. I don't know if you're responding to something earlier or if, like, is there a sound problem? If there's ever a problem, you can raise your hand. If it's global, then lots of people will do it and I'll know. And yeah, let's keep ourselves muted. Thank you. All right, so a state of being, and within the state, the state of consciousness, it's also a state of consciousness. New Lemuria is a state of consciousness, a state of being, and it's a golden realm which is a Christ consciousness realm. And that does not mean it's religious. It's not about religion. Christ consciousness is about opening up to the Christed way of being, of consciousness, of awareness, but it is not in a religious context, just to make that differentiation for you. When I speak of Christ consciousness, I'm talking about the divine consciousness that we are all connected to and part of, and that we all embody. And bringing that out through your being more and more is what ascension work is all about. Embodying your Christ consciousness, your divine light presence, and expanding into that, expanding it and allowing it out more, and clearing layers of old stuff, trauma, things that have happened in your past lives, other galactic experiences, clearing those out so that you can get present is how we step into our ascension process. And presence, you'll notice I say the word presence a lot, is all about presence, and presence is all about being here now, not being distracted by the numerous things that are going on around us at any moment. There are frequencies that we can't see, we may or may not be able to hear. There are, endless things to be distracted, but our presence is what makes our essence show through. And so to be fully present in the here and now is truly how to attain ascension, to attain an opening, an expansion, a larger container for your expression of being. The New Lemuria is a safe and pure state. It is the state of complete purity and openness. There is no violence and no war in the New Lemuria. It is a state of openness, connection. There are people that are working out violence, deep negativity, anger, rage, and war. Those are third dimensional experiences, third dimensional frequencies. This doesn't mean you don't get angry in New Lemuria. People can get angry, that's okay. But we get angry and we express it in a powerful way where we can release it and not make it about somebody else. Anger is an emotion that can do a lot of good too. It can move people, right? It can cause you to open and expand. So it's not bad. None of it's bad, but the frequency of violence and war and rage, those things are not compatible with the New Lemurian experience. Fighting is not part of the experience there. Debate, sure. Debate's fine, because it is a place of exploring higher consciousness. It is a space of getting to be in your physical body. This is not a non-physical experience. Granted, there are non-physical beings there, of course, but this work and this training is about being embodied and having your physical body be able to move up in frequency enough to experience a higher state of consciousness and open that portal into New Lemurian energy, in the New Lemurian space. And in that space, It is a space of higher learning, of curiosity, of openness, of intention. It's a space where things manifest much more quickly than they do here on the lower level of the earth plane. I shouldn't say lower level, but the third dimension, fourth. This is, we're really getting into higher fifth dimensional, or the realm of fifth dimensional awareness embodied. And this is where we get to really have fun and explore and play and have mysticism and a lot of magic and divine synchronicities and connection, intimacy. This is a place of openness. It's safe to be vulnerable, to be open, to be intimate with others, and to deeply explore the self. And there is a knowing that we are all connected. We are all part of the whole. We are all individual parts of the divine whole, and that is understood and known in Lemuria, New Lemuria. And because of that, what one person is feeling, another person empathically can pick up on. Um, there may or may not be, I mean, there's certainly some telepathy. We can pick up on each other's thoughts and frequencies, but there's a deeper experience of intimacy because of the purity and the safety of this space. And so it's essential and completely necessary to have released your lower states of being, to have let them go, to have come to terms with them, and and come into your higher state of being, your higher consciousness. And this is why Ascension training is so important, because you cannot be compatible. And this is not a judgment, a good or bad. This is just the way that it is, universal law. You're not compatible with a fifth dimensional frequency space of being when you're holding resentment, victimization, um, violence, things like that in the body. And a lot of us are holding those things and we don't know. We don't even realize that they're subconscious. So a lot of this work is about bringing what's unconscious and subconscious to the forefront so we can release it, let it go, clear it, cleanse it from our being, and then step into an higher ascended version of the self, of being in this body, and a greater embodiment of the divine within the physical. And so some of the ways that we can prepare for that, we get to explore, how do we prepare? How do we step into this state of being? Mind, number one, your mind. Your mind, it creates all of your experiences. So bringing awareness to your thoughts and your mindset, and what are you thinking about yourself and others and your life in every moment. And there's a diligence of catching yourself when you enter into victimization consciousness. For instance, that happened to me, that person did something to me, this, it's really opening up into responsibility of your mind for, oh, I am creating all of this all the time. Those negative things that are happening in my world are there for a reason, for me to learn something from, to grow in some way. And I can choose otherwise. I can choose to step out of feeling a victim of my circumstances and step into creatorship of my life, create from there and take responsibility for what's going on in my life. And the things that I don't like, I get to change. I get to work through myself, because who you're being is the way that the world shows up for you. So if you're being a victim, you're going to have experiences over and over again that seemingly, they're outside experiences, they're events that happen in the world. They're going to keep happening until you realize, oh, look at me. I'm not taking responsibility for this. I'm being a victim. I'm going to be a different way. I'm going to choose a different way of being so that I can have a different experience. And when you shift your energy, you shift your frequency, you shift your way of being, the outside world shifts to match. to match your experience of being. And I know a lot of you have been doing this work for years. For some of you, this might be new concepts. So just to allow that to digest. And if you've known this your whole life, to allow yourself to receive it in a deeper way in this moment. Go a little deeper with it. What in my life have I been creating and experiencing that I'm not taking responsibility for? And consider that and go deeper. So in spirit, so I'm talking about mind, spirit, and body preparation to step into a higher frequency experience, into new Lemurian state of being. So your spirit, you must have a vulnerability, an openness. You get to let go of those layers and boundaries and all of those walls that you put up. And I know a lot of you are empaths. Hands up, how many of you are empathic or empaths? You feel everything. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of empaths. And what that does is it causes us oftentimes to put layers and layers and layers up and boundaries around ourselves, and we stop being vulnerable and we stop operating from the heart, and we go into hermit. Sometimes we become a hermit. We don't interact. We don't feel safe. The world is too much, too intense, too emotionally upsetting. That's common, and it's not bad. It's not a judgment, in non-judgment. It's the natural reaction for many empaths to do that. And so your spirit must be willing to let go of those layers and layers and layers of boundaries that you've been putting up for years probably, and to enter into a new way of being vulnerable, of being open, of being curious in your life, to embody a new state of being. And I realize that's not going to happen in a snap of fingers. That takes some excavating of what it is, why, and what caused you to put those layers there, so that you can decide, oh, you know what, I had that experience and it's okay, and and to come to terms with it and know that whatever happened in your past, it's perfect because it led you right here, right now. And now you get to be conscious. You get to be present. You get to be clear that you're ready to step into a new version of yourself and to celebrate that. And it's all perfect. It's all perfectly designed by you, by the universe, by the divine, by God, however you want to view that. And just to explore, like, okay, am I ready to be here? Am I ready to let myself be seen and be vulnerable, be open, and experience intimacy in my life with other people? Let people in and let myself share. Because when you're not letting people in, other people aren't getting to experience you, the wonderfulness of who you are and what you have to offer. So this is an invitation to just not to judge yourself, but to be in noticing, where have I shut down my intimacy with other people, my willingness to be open? Where have I shut myself off or shut myself down or dimmed my light and decided it's not safe to be vulnerable? Just to bring awareness to that. And as you enter into the portal, the new Lemurian portal, it's really about entering with an open heart, entering with openness. And then your body, your physicality. What do you need to do to prepare your physicality for the new Lemurian experience? Number one is what we feed our body with our mind and our energy. So we are constantly feeding our bodies ideas, thoughts. Our mind is talking to our body all the time. Notice what kind of kind of support, positive or negative? What is your mind sharing with your body? And what are those messages? And start to catch yourself whenever something that is detrimental is being fed to your body's responding in some way, whether you know it or not. It is. It's responding to everything you think and feel and every action that you take. So, number one is to get clear that the body is a temple, it is a gift. It is a gift to the divine to come here from the infinite, the experience of non physical, and get to be physical, to get to touch and feel people and things and eat food and drink things and experience feeling in a physical way. Without a body, we don't get to do that. It's a gift. It is a gift to have this body. So be in honor and reverence and appreciation and gratitude with your body. This is the way of being, to have your body allow ascension, allow a higher frequency, to hold a higher frequency. You can meditate all day. You can listen to ascension training, videos and all of these things every day. But if you're still being damaging to your body doesn't get to ascend. It holds those things. So consider that. And again, not in judgment, but just in noticing, where am I not honoring my body as a sacred temple of the divine, sacred container of divine light? The body gets to ascend too. And it's actually the key to ascension. And this goes for food. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. That's not my place. You decide what honors the body. Is there something that you're feeding yourself physically that you know is damaging or doesn't feel good, or you can't digest well, or that your body's just disagreeable with? If so, ask yourself why. What's more important? Consuming that thing that's detrimental to the body, and why? Just noticing. And what do you need to let go of? And I'm not saying, again, like maybe you love coffee. I do. When I take my coffee, I put things in it to fortify it, make it healthy. I appreciate it. I love it. I enjoy every sip of it, and I make it a ritual, and it's fun, and I appreciate it so much, and I like the way that it feels. And that could be true for anything, whatever that is for you. Just notice. However, there was a time in my life I was drinking coffee because I was working way too many hours and I was stressed out, and I was trying to get some fake energy from the coffee, and it was depleting me. It was taking away from same substance, different way of using it. So where can you bring honor? You might not need to even change the thing you're consuming, but where can I honor and make sacred and make it a delicious, wonderful, physically and emotionally enhancing experience versus depleting, right? So just to take note of that and consider that your body gets to go to New Lemuria as well when your frequency is compatible. All right. Ultimately, this is all about being responsible for your life, being responsible for who you are and what you're putting out there, and being able to enter into the higher realms and honoring your worthiness to do this work, honoring that you are worthy. I am worthy of ascension. I am worthy of interacting with the golden Christed realm. I am worthy of opening to the emerald heart of New Lemuria, opening my heart. I'm worthy of other people's love. I am the epitome of love and divine love embodied. And when we get into this rhythm and this way of being, It's natural that everything moves up in frequency. You do, your energy, your body, your physical, your emotional, it's all tied together. And it's not just one or the other. It's not just meditating and doing yoga. It's not just only eating strictly and the right foods, the right foods. It's all of that for you and deciding what is right for me in every moment. And tomorrow it might be different than it was today. Just being aware of that and not being rigid, being fluid and in flow with all of it. So, stories hold keys to encodement. Stories hold codes. And I love telling stories. I'm a storyteller. If any of you have been following me for a while, you know this. And so I was guided to share a story with you today before we enter into the activation meditation. And this is the story of the Emerald Buddha. And when I speak of New Lemuria, I speak of the Emerald City, which represents the Emerald Heart. And the Emerald Heart is the open heart, the heart of healing, the heart center itself, and the being centered from the heart and expressing your life that way. And so I had a really powerful experience, and I'll share the story with you. It was probably, I think it was 18 years ago. I went on a 5-week trip. I was in Thailand and I was in Bali, and I had had an amazing, amazing, wonderful experience. My heart was just so full, and I had met someone actually on the airplane there, the beginning of that 5-week experience, and I had kind of fallen in love with this guy. And so even though I was like so expanded and I loved my time so much, there was a part of my heart that was broken, that I was leaving, probably never gonna, I never did see this guy again. That was 18 years ago. So I knew that was likely that I would never get to experience him again. So I was a little heartbroken and sad that my trip was over, and yet really open and vulnerable and, curious and questioning, and just, in this state of flux and unknown, what's next, and also the sadness of ending of something really wonderful. I knew my trip was ending, and that relationship was ending, and that whole experience was coming to a close. So this is the state I was in on. It was the day before I was leaving. I was in Bangkok, Thailand, and I decided, I felt very called to go see. I had heard about the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, and it sounded very interesting. I didn't know why I was feeling called to it, but I decided to go find the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. It was in the Grand Palace, the King's Palace. And so I took a boat taxi, a boat ferry to get there, and it's a whole journey, a day trip. And I found the palace, the Grand Palace, but I walked around and around and around, and I did not find, I had a very hard time finding the temple or the Emerald Buddha. I'd heard about it, I knew I had to be there, but I wasn't finding it. And yet I was sure I must be close. There was just something. I went on this whole searching journey. It was as if the portal wasn't open to me yet. And at some point, I kind of surrendered, and I was like, all right, well, maybe I'm not going to see the Emerald Buddha today. Maybe I don't get to see that. Maybe that's not in my cards today. And it was just a few steps after that surrender that I saw the entrance. It was kind of in the back area of the palace, and all of these people, I don't know how I could possibly have missed them. Hundreds of people taking off their shoes outside and going through the temple, and they're kind of, it's like a conveyor. They're just going through and coming out. I'm like, well, there it is, like right in front of my eyes. How could I have missed that? And so I went to the line. I got in line. I put my shoes there, and I got in. It was a sea. It was like really a conveyor belt, many people deep of people. So I was taller than most of the people there. I could see, fortunately, above heads. And as I entered into the temple, it's this very ornate place, and this statue, an emerald colored statue of the Buddha in the middle of all of this ornate gold and like ornamental rubies and jewels and just extreme flashiness. And it was interesting, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, there must be more, because here we are just filing through this room. I'm going to be out of this room in less than 2 minutes in this conveyor belt of people. And this is the experience. Like, I just know there must be more. I don't know what, but all I can see is just like this ornate place. And, I just couldn't even see beyond the people that were next to me, other than what was, up there. So the next thing I found was, or I felt, someone was tugging on my hand. And I looked down, and there was a young monk, a child monk. And this child monk was looking up at me with these big, ancient eyes, these dark eyes that was like falling in to the universe. And this child monk, and your sea of people, took my hand and pulled me to the front of the temple. And I could see that in the clearing, there was a space, an open space where people were praying. They were praying in front of the Emerald Buddha. And I was like, wow, look at this. I couldn't even see this before. And this child just brought me there and then motioned for me to sit. And so I did. And at first thought, I was raised Lutheran, and I'm like, oh wow, this looks like idolatry. People are worshiping the Emerald Buddha. That's kind of weird. I didn't know really what was going on, but I'm like, here I am. I'm curious. I'm open, and I want to know what this is all about. And so I tuned in, and my heart was already open and raw, and I just got really vulnerable. And I invited the Emerald Buddha in my heart, just said, just show me, what is this all about? And the Emerald Buddha came to me and came into my heart and showed me my pain, showed me my vulnerability, showed me my truth, showed me my love. The Emerald Buddha held my heart and held space for me to let go of all of that and to get present to the truth of my being. And the Emerald Buddha opened my heart and entered and filled it with divinity, with love, with light, with relief. And I was transformed in that experience. It was not the statue. It was not the statue. It was the essence, the being of the Emerald Buddha. And the statue just represents that being that clearly other people have experienced and created that statue to honor. This is the Buddha of heart awakening, of vulnerability and openness and curiosity and love and compassion and understanding, and so many more things, that it's just an essence. And I got such a gift, such a gift. I don't know how long I was there. And most of the people, probably 99.9% of the people, were coming through that door and going out, and they didn't really get to experience. They got to see a statue of the Emerald Buddha, but they didn't really get to experience the Emerald Buddha. And that day, I got to experience the Emerald Buddha, and I got to hold that energy in my heart and expand in a whole new way and become a new person from it. That is what was possible for me in my openness and my vulnerability and my willingness to be curious. And even when I looked around and thought, oh, this might go against my religious childhood morals, I don't know what's happening, is this idol worship, I still chose to know and be curious and explore and open and find out. the truth rather than listening to something that was told to me that wasn't true. And that was expanding. That was a very expanding experience. And so when I was coming out of the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, I felt lighter, I felt freer, I was in flow, I was relieved, the weight had been lifted off my shoulders. And I came across a little vendor on my way back to the boat, the ferry boat, and they were selling Emerald Buddha's statues, and I bought this statue, little replica of the Emerald Buddha, and it sits today, to this day, on my altar, and it reminds me of that experience. And I'm so grateful that I had the tenacity, the curiosity, and the openness and vulnerability to allow myself to have that experience. Because that day I invited, first I believe the Emerald Buddha invited me, and I invited the Emerald Buddha into my heart. And that is the Emerald Heart of Lemuria. And it's not Buddhist. It's not about being religious in any way. It's a state of being, okay? And consciousness. And so today, as we enter now, we're going to enter into this activation and meditation. I invite you to have the openness and the curiosity and the vulnerability of the Emerald Buddha, and to just allow yourself to have the experience you have in non-judgment. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It just is the way it is, and that's perfect. So I'm going to have a drink of water. I invite you to get present. Again, make sure you're in a place where your devices are, if you have a phone, it's turned off, and where you really can get centered and go deep. Okay, so just begin by tuning into your heart, feeling your heart, this beautiful, sacred organ in your chest beating, keeping you alive. And feel your heart and honor it. Your heart is so wise and so open and so full of love. Just know that whatever you're feeling, it's okay. Just honoring your heart space in this moment. Your eyes are closed throughout the meditation. You're just tuning your awareness into your body, deepening the breath into the belly, and allowing yourself to sink into your body even more, getting more and more present with your physicality and your energy. What are you feeling? Deepening the breath, deep breath in and out. And on the inhale, inhaling relaxation and exhaling tension. Noticing, are you holding tension in your shoulders, in your jaw, in any part of your body, and just releasing that tension and being present in the body, honoring the body as your sacred temple of awakening. And now tune your awareness into your heart center and the space around your heart, and get present to the light within your heart, expanding the light within and out around your heart, around your chest. Just feel that heart opening and awakening. And now allow yourself to bring your awareness way up above your head, 200 feet above your head, to the central sun. This is the source of 12th dimensional light, the sacred central sun, and feel the heart the heart of the central sun representing divine masculine energy. And just feel the heart and the central sun beaming light to you and to everything around you, beaming light to our entire planet. And now allow that light, bring that light down, that 12th dimensional frequency energy down through the ethers into the top of your head, and bring it down through your spine all the way to the base of the spine and down to the bottoms of your feet. And then back up, entering into your bloodstream, entering into your cells, entering into your DNA, activating the light within your DNA, and bringing more light, awareness, and 12th dimensional consciousness into all aspects of the body. And breathe that light up now into your heart center, joining with the light within your heart. And tune your awareness into the center of the earth, into the heart of the center of the earth, the divine feminine essence of the Mother Gaia, and feel her heart light pulsating, glowing, and sending nurturing, loving energy up through the roots, through the layers of the earth, up into the bottom of your feet, the base of your spine, and up your body. This is the creative liquid crystal plasma of divine feminine energy, bringing that up through your body all the way to the top of the head, and then out into the bloodstream, letting the heart beat that light throughout the body, letting it absorb into every cell and into the DNA, activating the divine feminine light within the DNA. And bring that energy into your heart, joining with the light from above, joining with the light within you, creating a holy trinity of light. And this Holy Trinity is a beautiful golden portal, a triangular portal that we're going to bring our consciousness through and into. And we're going to enter into this triangular portal, which is all around us. And it's casting golden light, holding your energy, holding space for you so that you are safe, so that you are protected and connected. And we're just expanding into this golden portal now. And as you're feeling that expansion, feel your state of being and hold the state of being your true, authentic self, your true, empowered, divine, authentic, pure self, embodied in this wonderful, beautiful body, feeling the essence of the truth of your being, your I am presence. I am divine. You can say this to yourself. I am the truth of divine consciousness. I allow my heart to open to purity, grace, clear knowing and experiencing and feeling. I allow myself to go through this portal of divine light. I open my heart and I stand in vulnerability and curiosity. And I allow myself to go. And now feel yourself entering into this golden light. This is the Christ consciousness light of New Lemuria, I'm holding this portal open for you as you're entering into it, and just allow yourself to feel the frequency, the opening, non-judgment, whatever it feels like, whatever you're experiencing, allowing yourself to move into the space. And as you're moving toward the diamond light emerald heart. And you can see this, whatever it looks like to you, maybe a diamond shape, maybe a heart shape, but this is the emerald heart of New Lemuria. And it is a consciousness, and it is a way of being, and it is a physical space as well, and it is a frequency. And I invite you into the emerald heart to just experience being. Doesn't matter if you're seeing, doesn't matter what you're feeling. Just allow yourself to be with it right here, right now, in presence. Being present to the emerald heart. And now around you in the space of the emerald heart is the Emerald Buddha, the Ascension guides, the Christ consciousness and Christ guides, however they show up for you, and your personal guidance team and angelic beings, ascended masters, your higher self, all present here for you, holding space and inviting you to go deeper into the emerald heart state of being. And just be aware of what you're experiencing in this space where you are divinely supported and held and loved. And feel and breathe and open yourself to the experience even more. Feel the essence of the divine feminine coming to you and showering you in pure white light, nurturing you, supporting you, honoring you for taking this journey, for being here now. And feel the essence of divine masculine, loving energy supporting you, prospering you, showering you with golden light waves of abundance, of purity, of awakening awareness. And feel your ascension guides holding this space for you, inviting you to call on them whenever you need them, whenever you desire to enter into a higher state, to ascend your frequency. This is their purpose, to support you on this journey. And feel your personal guides, your guardian angel who has been with you since your first breath, supporting you, loving you into more awareness, more openness, always watching out for you, always taking care of you, always loving you. And then notice who else is there. Ascended masters, the angelic beings. And in this space of the Emerald Heart, one of your guides is stepping up before you to give you a gift that represents the Emerald Heart of New Lemuria. And when you're ready, just open yourself to receive this gift, however you choose to receive it. Feel yourself really receiving it, sinking in to the state of being that is receptive, receiving and being. Your guidance has given you this gift to invite you into a new state of being, a higher state of consciousness, an ascended light consciousness way of being. You are invited to be here now in this new state, knowing you are worthy, you are divine, you are all that is embodied in this physical place, this physical state of being. Let it in and let it go into every cell, the golden light, the emerald heart, the activated heart. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself be it. Let yourself receive and step into greater presence of your truth, of the divinity I am. Breathing into the space, breathing this essence deeply into your soul, into your spine, embodying it, letting it go into every cell, letting it move into your DNA and activate the 12 dimensions of DNA, bringing 12-dimensional light frequencies into your DNA, informing your entire system with new light, with a new way of being, opening to the golden Christed consciousness of new Lemuria, allowing this light to penetrate into the depths of your soul, of your spirit, of your physical, and opening to this and clearing out anything that was previously in the way of this, and adopting this ascended version of self across all time, dimension, space, and reality, claiming this ascension for yourself now. And say it out loud or to yourself, I claim my ascension now. I claim my state of being. And whatever you want to fill in here, claim it for yourself. Claim this way of being, this consciousness, this expanded light. Know that it is your truth and claim it. Yes. And breathe it in. Breathe it into the depth of your being. Allowing the golden light to encompass you, to hold this new frequency around you and within you, allowing this frequency to shine through you, within you, and from you, so that all who experience you will also experience the ascended version of themselves. For at the highest level, we are all the same one, ascending together. Breathing into your expansion and your light, anchoring it into the base of the spine, holding this light, holding your divinity and your truth in the body, embodying it, choosing it, anchoring it, and being it. And just feel now whatever you're feeling, moving in to the emerald heart space. thanking your guidance, all the beautiful guides who have come to assist you and gift you with this opening, activating experience. Receiving in gratitude, extending gratitude from your heart. And now bringing your awareness into your heart center, bringing your hands to your heart, holding them over your heart, feeling this expanded energy, holding it in your heart and just feeling it, honoring it, and honoring yourself and your body for coming on this journey. Breathing in awareness. Good. And now bringing your awareness to the golden light around your body and getting present to that golden triangle portal which you moved through and into. And coming back to the triangle portal, moving back through it, coming back into full presence in this body, in this physicality, bringing with you everything that you experienced, all of the upgrades, all of your ascension into this body here and now, into your physicality, getting present to your physical body, getting present to your heart center, feeling it, anchoring it, being it, loving it, being excited about being here now, and bringing your consciousness back, moving, feeling your feet and toes, bringing your conscious awareness up your legs into your knees, up through your legs into your thighs and your hips, bringing that conscious awareness and presence fully into the embodied self here and now, up through your midsection into your heart center, into your shoulders, into your arms and your hands, to your neck and your head and your eyes, coming back fully present, fully conscious, fully aware. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. And I invite you at this point, if you want to jot some things down about your experience, write about anything that you felt or perceived, just take a couple of notes, maybe take a drink of water as you're getting present. And then I'll invite you to open up to share feedback. Okay. So love to invite you fully present, fully back now. How many of you had a deep experience of meditation? Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'll scroll through. Just want to see all of you. And actually, I'm going to remove my pin now so that we can all see each other. Go to gallery view. There you all are. Great. We have 144 now, more than we started with. Okay, welcome back, everybody. That felt amazing. I could feel your hearts and your presence, and beautiful. Just, I love the messages that are coming through too. Magnificent gift, beautiful, gratitude, pure divine tears. Thank you. Amazing and light, feeling tingly. Oh, someone saw themselves at 3 years old. Okay, so I see a lot of hands up. I don't know if that's hands up for what I just asked, but I'd love to invite now hands up for sharing. Somebody would like to share their experience or anything that you want to say. Bridget, Bridget, you're unmuted already. Would you like to share? Or was that your hand up for a different reason? It's Bridget Bailey. You there? Maybe not. Okay, so if not, I will mute you. Okay, who does want to share? And I can't see all of you, so hands up. I'll just go with hands that are raised on the screen that I have. Pat, I don't have a last name, just Pat, your hand is up. Did you want to share something? If so, unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful experiencing this.
Ah, you're welcome.
Ground more with my energy because I'm feeling very lightheaded when I walk. And I'm trying to get out in nature and ground and so on. So hopefully this will help resolve that issue for me. But it was wonderful. Thank you so much. We're going through a major 12-day period. From what I understand, the violet ray is coming into the earth. That's what I hear.
Yeah, soak it up. And get out in the sunshine. You know, that's really great for grounding. If you can get in the morning sun and the sunset sunlight, very grounding, and those 12-dimensional frequencies, soak them up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lower your hand. What do we have next? So next at the top of my screen is Tula. Tuula. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Tula, are you here? If so, you can unmute yourself. No? Okay. How about Iman? Iman?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much. This was absolutely pure heaven. So I want to share two things. First of all, we are in the middle of what we call the Inanna journey, the Venus, midway in the underworld. So this coming 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it become evening star is very powerful. So this is a very timely event, your meditation. And I just crossed your website by accident. So there is no accident. So I'm grateful. The second thing is just question for you is I have been experiencing terrible pain in my body the moment I start, doing meditation and, getting into my body, and then the pain was crucifying. So do you think that this is a question of getting into my body and getting the vibration strong, which really gives this physical pain? Just question.
First of all, nothing I say is medical advice. I'm not a doctor.
No.
Be careful when I address pain,
I am a doctor. So
okay,
I have, yeah. So I'm talking about spiritually. We are not talking about physical 3D stuff. We're talking
here
about,
in the States, we just have to have disclaimers like that. So
of course.
Yeah. So what I'm feeling around that, and if this resonates for you, great. If it doesn't, that's fine, is a clearing for more than yourself, like a community or a group consciousness clearing of a frequency energy that is maybe a global pain. And it's interesting you said crucified. Maybe it is the crucifixion, but ultimately the crucifixion is coming into humanity, which can be very painful. The divine coming into the human can be very painful. So in a sense, you're clearing the pain of becoming human, from infinite to become finite, we're not really finite, but to have an experience of separation, of being, embodied, can be very terrifying for the divine infinite. So I feel like there's an aspect of that you're clearing. And I also get from Tesla, who's one of my guides and guiding me on clearing intense pains like this. I've had an experience of that, where you send a direct current of your focus. So you can think of it like an energetic current of focus directly into the pain, not to avoid the pain, not to try and make it go away, not to try and get away from it, but to address it courageously head on and send a direct current of focus and focused intention right into the pain. And that will oftentimes disperse it and have it actually clear for the collective. And
Thank you very much. No, I think this makes sense and it's in line with my intuition. I just wanted to get the second opinion. As I said, I'm doctor, I'm biased. I lack always second opinion.
Wonderful.
But it makes sense what you said. Actually, everybody is going through suffering, the whole globe, but every person has it differently.
Yeah.
Thank you so much and bless you.
You're welcome. Bless you. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, someone else. Let's see. I'm going to go with who's at the top of my screen with their screen on. Marguerite Ellison. Would you like to go?
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And I want to thank you for this opportunity, man. Like, I was feeling it when you were talking about your experience with the Emerald Buddha. I started bawling because I could feel his presence right in my heart. Like that was very powerful. So thank you for that story, because I think you downloaded some codes for me.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that share back. That was the intention. I didn't know I was going to be sharing that story, and my guidance said you're going to share that story. It's very related. So yeah, that was
thank you. Thank you
definitely
for that.
for you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for receiving that.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. And so just before I continue, I'm going to stay on and take questions, but I did want to invite any of you who really feel this work, feel an opening in yourself, you want to go deeper, you want to explore your ascension, you want more, and you feel a connection to me, I'm going to put my call booking link in. I invite you to get on a call. I'm going to put it in right here. You can see that link. You just click on it. You do not get to talk to me. You get to talk to my team, who is wonderful and very qualified. When you work with me, you get a lot of me. You'll get tired of me, but it's just to get on and explore if possibly Ascension training is for you. And so I invite you to book a call. The call is free. There's no charge to you. And the idea is to contribute to you, whether you sign up or not, just to explore and see if it might be right for you. And if you want to do that, the link is right there in the chat. So open up your chat, click on it, and you can book a call. And then if you do book a call, I'd love for you to just write me in the chat so I can see that you've booked a call, because I love to know who has and who's interested. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. I have at the top, I have Adrian Martinez. Would you like to go?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I got my headphones on, so sometimes I can't tell how loud I am, and I'm pretty loud sometimes. But my question is, I had the comment over the 3-year-old, and who is my soul, my inner soul, and we've met a couple of times. And when I meet my guides, and the visuals aren't that great, it's what I can perceive and hold on to. But there seems to be a theme of waiting for something. We're all kind of there. And I got my 3-year-old kind of, we're looking at each other and we're connecting. But it's almost like we're waiting for a translator. How can I break through? There's never that clear-cut communication. There's that feeling, and there's that love and the warmth and just the energy. But it's never. I feel like it doesn't quite break through. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I think so. So you're saying that and this sounds like something that's happened before. There's this.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get to that point, you're seeing this 3-year-old version of yourself, and then you're not feeling the connection, or what's happening there that's not working for you?
It's kind of like when I have the meditations of going into the inner heart, and I'm sitting there, and it was interesting with your Buddha story is that I can imagine that, that the Buddha entering and revolving and becoming that heart chakra. And then my 3-year-old guides me. It's kind of like, all right, let's go over here. And then my guides, which are other beings, like a tall blue, and I could recognize them. but that's it. There, it is like we're looking around in the hallway with golden light and green light, and it's beautiful, but it's like almost like when two politicians are sitting next to each other, but they don't know how to communicate with each other.
So
like,
yeah, okay. Thank you for opening up into that. It sounds to me like you're separating yourself in some way, or you're maybe expecting them to extend the invitation or to reach out to you, when how about what if you reached out and just embraced that 3-year-old child, embraced or opened your arms to your galactic guides, embrace those parts of yourself and bring them into your heart. Don't wait for them to come to you. You get to be the one to choose them, and it feels like they're waiting for you to choose them. And it does feel like they're showing up for you. Their arms are open and their hearts are open, and it's just a matter of, it doesn't have to be a communication or a sound, or it doesn't have to be any specific way. What it is an exchange of energy. So I see you just opening your arms, embracing them, bringing that child into your heart, honoring that child version of yourself, loving yourself, all aspects of self, and then embracing and opening up to those guides that are present for you, and just dropping any pretense, dropping any unworthiness, dropping any ideas about anything not being right in that moment. It's perfect. They're showing up for you. That's so much more. You can't imagine how many people tell me how frustrated they are that they don't have the vision to see things like that. I mean, what a gift.
That makes perfect sense.
See this. Yeah. So
yeah, it's like I'm waiting for them when they're waiting for me.
Where
and
else?
I just have to open up to it.
And where else is that happening in your life?
Yeah, in a lot of aspects. And a lot of being unemployed is very much kind of one of those aspects where I know I can get something if I reach out to it, but then it's like I'm hesitant about wanting it almost, and that's translating to my real life. It's kind of like, and now that I'm talking it through, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. That helps a lot. It does.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's your way of being. If you're being the one to initiate, you're being the one to choose. This is what I choose for my life. This is what I'm embracing in my life. This is what, and really getting clear on what you want, and then choosing that and initiating, being the initiator, things are going to change. And that's your challenge for your state of being, to shift your state of being. Yeah, it can be any way you want it. It is the way that you've designed it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Next, Sheila. You unmute yourself. You're muted.
There we are.
There you are.
Thank you so much, Sheila. I want to begin by commenting on the purity and clarity of your message. I've listened to a lot of what you have delivered, and it's a very unique gift that you have that you're sharing with the world. There are a couple of things. I've been listening to a lot of interviews right now on spiritual things that the various people are offering, and I'm just blown away by the quality of what's coming through right now, and the quickening. We're in a quickening with the information, and I feel like our capacity to create is palpable now. And so I thought that you might want to say a little bit about that. The other thing is, now this gets away from our subject a little bit, but is very apropos for all of us who are living on the planet right now. And that is facing decisions about what to do about COVID. And I know many of us are not wanting to get the vaccine because we fear the vaccine, but on the other hand, now we have these variants, some of which are very dangerous, especially one coming from Brazil. It's actually in some parts of Canada now. And so, you're in this thing damned if you do and damned if you don't. So the question is, do you have any thoughts on neutralizing the effect of the vaccine? You know, so would it be possible for us to get the vaccine, be possible for us to go more places, be possible for us to travel to our beloved places on the planet, etc.?
Great questions. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sheila. Okay, so first of all, you asked about the quickening. I would say yes, there's absolutely more energy supporting us. Things are feeling like they're opening faster. The Andromedan galaxy, I've commented on that before, is coming closer, bringing more light. That all of the energy that's available to us is, it's like heightened, expanded, intensified. And there's no time like now to open, to expand, to upgrade your spiritual being. So it's always now. You know, it's now, and it always has been now, and it always will be now is the best time to do this work. And yes, there's a lot of energy coming in, a lot of wonderful teachers. So find those teachers that resonate with your heart, and you know, and support them, and be with them and follow them, and you know, continue to open and expand. I think you're right on with that. So the vaccine issue, and I probably need to be careful about even saying it because I don't want the video to get pulled. So I'll call it the VAX from here on out. I'm glad you asked this, and I have been hesitant to comment. There is so much, just like politics, you know, there's so much dual information coming in, right? And we get to choose what we do. Now, one of the, I guess I'll just call it a theory that I've been exposed to that I really resonate with. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. But one of the theories that I have heard is that these spiritual people have intentionally been told all of these negative things about the VAX so that they will not, when we think of everything as encoded, right? Everything is coded with energy, with intention, so that they will not get into the system, the encodement of the VAX and break it. Because we could, if we choose to, bring our light, our intention, the golden light of the divine into that energy, facing a big demon, right? And courageously facing it and bringing our light and standing in that. And it's a portal. It's a code portal. And I know I'm speaking gibberish to some people, but some of you know what I mean. If you saw the Matrix, you know, breaking the machine. It literally is breaking the machine. If any of you saw the end of the Matrix movies, you know what I'm talking about. So it's the same concept of getting in with your intention, not going in fear. You go in courageousness, in choice, with your heart expanded, and change the frequency, not just for your VAX, but for the entire world, for the entire system. If you're courageous enough to do that, I invite you to anybody who wants to try it. I will not say, you know, I won't comment on whether I think it's a good or bad idea. It's not important what I think, but that's an idea that's out there that I love, because I get that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah,
you're welcome.
Lovely.
Okay. Who else? I've got Mary. Mary, would you like to go? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Hi, I have just a little question. I feel like I'm ascending very quick, or how you say that, but I'm ascending and getting in higher vibrations. But there's just one thing holding me, tracking me down all the time. And it is like my neighbor has a fireplace and the smoke comes down into my house. So my house smells like smoke all the time, all winter. And well, I get really, it's annoying for my nose and my lungs. And then I feel like I'm getting in the low vibrations, and it's very difficult for me to get back up. And I would like some advice to how to handle that, how to deal with that, because I know when you think something will make you sick, you will get sick. When you're certain, no, I'm very healthy, you will stay healthy. But this smoke is just things from years, and I already moved to a new house because of the other neighbors, but it's in my system. And do you have some tips how to get out of this circle?
Great question.
Holding me down.
Yeah, so I'm not going to comment on much on the physical things that you could maybe do to block the smoke, fans, you know, air.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I want to look into here and really kind of explore with you is what part of you is attracting the smoke. And you said you had an experience, you've moved house because you had an experience with a different neighbor. I'm assuming a different type of experience. So it's a pattern. And so what part of you is engaging or inviting or being victimized by your neighbor?
I can't figure it out. It's just the smoke. It's not even the neighbor itself, because she's a very nice person, but yeah, she likes to warm the house with wood fire. And not thinking about, the smoke is coming out of the chimney into other people's houses. So I cannot even open my window when I want to, because it's all winter, it's smoky. So that's, I don't know. I've been thinking about what's this pattern, but I can't just figure it out. What this meaning can be. And I would really like to move again. I just moved 6 months ago, and I want to flee away here. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what can I ask you this? What was the reason for moving the last time?
Because the other house, it was even worse. My neighbor had a bungalow, and he was using the wet wood. So it was just terrible in my house. And we have the measurements. It was just like being outside in the smoke. So it was not possible for me to live there anymore. So we checked for the new neighborhood, and I went smelling here many times. And then all seemed fine. I asked several people, but then winter came, and the other neighbor is also having a fireplace.
Okay. So,
and I'm like, oh no, my God.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So what we know is that you're having a repeating experience of something coming in from a neighbor, disturbing your peace. And,
Yes.
you know, and so there's some part of you that is inviting that. And we don't know what that part is yet, but what I would start with is to make peace with the smoke. Number one, to love the smoke, to when you get a reaction or you've got whatever happens to you, allergies, if your nose is running, your eyes, whatever, to look at it and love it. And love that part of yourself that's reacting to it. Love the smoke itself. Love the neighbor for sending you that smoke. What if the smoke contains a gift? Or what if the gift is, a lot of times we're bringing things in strange packaging, right? But we are at cause. So think of yourself, I'm at cause of this, and I can shift who I'm being in the world. Because if you don't, it's a pattern, right? The next neighbor is going to have something too. And so to look at the pattern and say, okay, right now, divine spirit, whatever, I don't know what I'm doing to invite this, but I'm just going to love my circumstances. I'm going to be grateful for that I have a home, be grateful for the things around you that are working, that you have shelter in the winter. Look for what's right and start to notice what's working and what's right and what's good. And And then ask and sit with it and ask yourself, what part of me has chosen, and not out of victimization, because out of creatorship, out of responsibility, what part of me is choosing this pattern, and what do I need to shift within myself in order to break the pattern and move forward in a really clear way, clear air, right? Clear breathing, clear space.
Yeah.
And then just be receptive and open and see what comes for you. There's something underlying that pattern. It might be something from your childhood, might be something from, who knows, sometime in your past, but there's something, something bothering you that you're bringing these things into your life to help you elicit awareness of that so that you can clear it. Not to disturb you, but so that you can clear it.
And I just need to do that once. When I know an answer, I can shift it, or
it's a process. Maybe if you're very powerful, one time can shift it.
Yes.
It might be something you do multiple times. To start to just be curious and tenacious if necessary, and vulnerable and open with yourself, and explore and love the smoke. To practice, just like, okay, I accept you. You're here to teach me something. What is it? And see what comes. I'd love to hear from you on what you learn from.
Great tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will let you know. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Let's see. Do we have more hands up? Gloria? It's like you have your hand up. It's Gloria Shaw.
Hello. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a problem with a cough that I've had for about 11 months, like kind of when COVID started, but I don't have COVID. And I used to be such a good meditator, but now I can't breathe in at all without coughing. And it seems to be like I've had the x-rays and everything is clear. So I know it's not anything physical because I've had every test in the whole book. So it's challenging to receive the benefits of being calm and peaceful and the way that I had been living, just because I can't breathe in. And I think that that's also interfering with my receiving, like your beautiful meditation. I can hardly breathe. So it feels like I'm not letting anything in. So if you have any ideas, because I lived so harmoniously and peacefully, and I was a great meditator, and my life is almost different now because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get back to that, but I don't know how.
Okay. Yeah. So our physicality is a pattern. It's something that when you really come from conscious life creation, from I am the creator of my life, and this is a pattern or an interruption possibly, but I'm not a victim of it. I'm the creator of it for some reason. And look at, your circumstances. Why did I create this for myself? I do believe, and I have tons of evidence, that you are capable of clearing it for yourself, and that everything that is a physical ailment is first, it's like solidified energy. So it starts out here, and then it gets, if we don't release it, if we don't let it go, we don't clear it, it gets closer and closer and closer. It becomes internal, and the lungs are in your heart center, and it's your breath, your inspiration, your love, your openness, your ability to receive essence, air, breathing, it's all of that. So what part of you is cut off from that? And where did that pattern begin? And I would just go in and start working with it and practicing clearing it. I have a meditation that might be helpful called Releasing Thoughts from the Body. That's available on my website, washelasananda.com. It's free. I'm not sure if you can get to it without a direct link. I will send you, if you message me after this, I'll send you a direct link. Do you get my emails?
I'd really appreciate it. Yes, thank you.
Anybody who wants that, if you got here from an email, respond to the email. May I have Releasing Thoughts from the Body? I'll send you that. Yeah. But yeah, just it's, it's an exploration, and we have these issues for a reason, and we're not a victim of them. And I think that's the hardest thing to realize. Okay, I'm not a victim. My body is not against me, and I'm ready to shift the pattern.
And I am, yes.
Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel
Yes.
that. And you can. I trust that you can.
Thank you. That's very helpful. And I will really enjoy that gift. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anyone else? I don't see any other hands up, but I'll scroll through in case I missed anybody. Anyone else have a question, comment? Okay, we did go over time. So since there aren't any other hands up, I am going to go ahead and end there. I just want to end by thanking you all for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Did anybody book a call? I'd love, if you did book a call, I'm going to put one more time. I'm going to put my link in there, and you can, and if you did, wonderful. Thank you for taking that step. And if not, why didn't you? I'd love some feedback. And yes, thank you all so much. See a lot of thank yous coming through. Love to realize, yes, I appreciate you. And I really, we are a community, and we are the Ascension community, and we are doing this together. And the more of us on the Ascension path, the more light we hold, and the more of a gateway, a pathway, a bridge we hold for everybody else. It's kind of the 100th monkey idea, it's as one person opens and creates pathways and ascends, everybody else around you gets to as well, and the whole world. It's in the grid work. So keep doing your personal work, and it's really benefiting everyone. Your personal work is also your service work. So I honor you all for being here, for doing this. I appreciate you all. I love you. Namaste. Bye, everybody.